Hello everyone, welcome to my channel e-learning zone. This is part 2 of the video on literary and the poetic device. I got many of the messages asking for the difference between the poetic device and the literary device. So the answer for that is, it is just nothing else, it is just a piece of writing. When the figure of speech is used in the poem, it's called a poetic device, and when we use the same figure of speech for the prose writing, it is known as a literary device. So now let us continue with the video further. The literary device that we'll discuss now is hyperbole. Hyperbole in Greek means excess. So this is that figure of speech where the extreme exaggeration is used to make a point or an emphasis. So the hyperbole means hyperbole is an exaggerated statement to create the effect. Now here as we see the statement, as we see the examples will say that he is as skinny as a toothpick. So it shows that how skinny the guy is, how skinny the boy is, but the exaggeration that is used here is of a toothpick. My backpack weighs a ton. My backpack. Can a backpack weigh a ton? But no, here it is exaggerated. Might be the backpack is very heavy. So how we are going to exaggerate? How are we going to use this hyperbole here is my backpack weighs a ton. Now when we talk about simile, it is a figure of speech where the comparison of one thing is made with a different thing, and both of them are of very different kind. While we are making the comparison, we are using words like or as, like sweet as honey, busy as a bee, sparkle like diamond, colorful like crayon, brave as a lion. The soldiers are as brave as a lion. Here we are comparing the soldier and the lion. The worker was as busy as a bee. We are comparing the worker with the bee. My little sister is as sweet as honey. So I am comparing the little sister with the sweetness of the honey. Her nature is very sweet. So the two different things are being compared here. Repetition. Now in simple language, it is the action that is repeating itself again and again, the same thing that is being done again and again. And when the same word or phrase is repeated a few times to make the idea clearer, it is known as repetition in terms of the figure of speech. For example, it's okay not to be okay. We are repeating the word okay here again and again. But, I didn't know. I want more. So this is the repetition. It can be in the poems we are using the same word again and again. So the poetic device that would be taken there is as repetition. Now let us discuss imagery. Imagery is where a picture is created by the author in the reader's mind by using any of the 5 senses. What are our 5 senses? Eyes, ears, nose, skin, tongue. For skin it is touch. For tongue it is taste, nose smell, ears what we are hearing, and eyes is the sight. So when we are talking of imagery, it is the vivid description, it is the description that the author is trying to create in front of you by using your senses. So that figure of speech is known as imagery. Now let us take the example. The classroom is quiet. So we can understand, we can relate to it, we can imagine how the quiet classroom looks. It was great and dim in the forest. It was dark and dim in the forest. The forest was very dark, it was very dim. So we can relate to it, how the forest would have been. The orange juice is very cold and sweet. Just listening to this, just reading about this, we can relate to the orange juice being very cold and sweet. The girl ran her hand on a soft satin fabric. So this is the imagery. We can imagine how the girl would have ran her hand on the soft satin fabric. How would she have felt? So this is what imagery is called. Paradox. Now paradox is the figure of speech in which the statement appears to contradict itself. We are talking about 2 of the contradicting things in the same statement. Let us take an example to make it more clear. Like, my weakness is my strength. How can someone's weakness be the strength? But we say that my weakness is my strength. It can be, I am emotional, that is my weakness. But at times, this emotional quality in me becomes my strength. Less is more. At times we say less is more. So if the word is going toward minimalism, So everyone is focusing on less is more. The father is child of a man. The father becomes the child. When the child grows up, he becomes a father. So though the statement is correct, but while we are reading, we can see that there are two words which are contradicting themselves in the same statement, yet they hold a meaning. The last figure of speech that we are going to discuss is enjambment. Here, where there is no pause and the sentence continues beyond the end of the line or stanza, it is enjambment. So what happens here is, while we are reading a poem in a stanza, the sentence would continue till the middle of the next line, and then from there itself there would be a new sentence that starts. The full stop would come in the middle of the line, whereas it is supposed to be somewhere in the end of the line, or like here there is an example I have mentioned there, and he will make the face of heaven so find at all, three words will be in love might night. So this is written by William Shakespeare. This is a very good and a classic example of enjambment. What happens here is there is no full stop, there is no comma, there is no punctuation mark given here. So an enjambment is, it refers to the continuation of an idea or description or thought from one line of the verse into the other line without the use of any punctuation mark. So this brings us to the end of the topic. Hope the 2 video series on the topic poetic device, literary device that are part of the figures of speech is clear to you now. Thank you for watching the video. The PowerPoint can be used as notes and is available in the description box below. Happy learning. See you in the next video. Bye bye.